Yeah, a message of hope there from religious leaders. All right. In line with the popular saying that you are what you eat, we bring you information about different food and fruits and their numerous health benefits to help you make healthy choices to boost your immune system against the ravaging coronavirus. On the show today, we'll tell you about eggs, a powerhouse of disease fighting nutrients which helps in brain development and lots more. Also, on our nutrition segment, we'll be talking to you about the role of genetically modified foods and organisms and how they can help to solve the problem of hunger in this pandemic. Contrary to popular notion that GMO foods are harmful to human health, the country coordinator Open Forum for Agricultural Biotechnology Nigeria, OFAB, Rose Gidado, has a different opinion. Let's listen to her.
Genetically modified organisms, plants, animals, and then foods. They have a lot of benefits in them. There are economic benefits, of course. When I say economic benefits, because some of these foods or crops are modified, genetically modified, to resist, let's say, insect infestation, like in the case of maruca, in the case of the cowpea. The cowpea is beans, that's how we call it in Nigeria. And then we have the cotton. Cotton was also developed to resist the pink bollworm complex. And so those insects, they cause a lot of losses to the farmers. But engineering these crops, to resist those insects, you're doing a lot of good out of it, because the farmer, if he was doing 10 sprays, chemical sprays, for him to be able to harvest something meaningful, bountiful, to have bountiful harvest, he has to, like, if he was doing 10, now he will do 2 sprays, number of sprays. And those 2 number of sprays are for those other insects, small ones, the ones that are not that harmful, of course, but they still cause a lot of, some few damages. So those insects that are not in the family of those, bollworm complex that your crop has been genetically modified to resist, the 2 sprays addresses those insects outside the family of what you have developed your crop to resist. The same thing with the cowpea. So instead of you doing 10, you're doing 2. And so you're reducing the cost. There's cost effectiveness. Because the 10 space, if you calculate it, I'm sure it's a lot of money to the peasant farmer. Because most of our farmers in Nigeria and Africa generally are peasant farmers. They're not into business farming because of all these challenges, the challenges of weed invasiveness. When you plant, weeds come up and they choke up your crop. If you have to spend money again, do the herbicide spraying, do the insect spraying and what. And so it's all money. Weed invasiveness is another thing. Insect infestation is one thing. And so at the end of the day, the technology addresses some of these things. And these problems cannot be solved by the conventional technology. That's why we're saying the GM technology is an intervention tool. You only use it where the conventional technology fails or the conventional breeding fails. Otherwise, it's not something that you are encouraged to use. We're doing it just to improve the livelihood of the farmer. Farmer can have bountiful harvest. Our productivity, it's very low. In those days, it was higher, but these days it's very low because of so many challenges: climate change, insect pest infestation, drought, flood. So the problems are too many. And so if you don't think outside the box, you can't survive. It will be difficult for us to survive because of the rise in population. The population in Nigeria rises, geometrically. And so you have to also make available food available for that teeming population. Otherwise, we'll go hungry. Some people in Nigeria these days, some eat maybe once in a day, because they can't even afford it. They don't have the money, they want to purchasing power. You know, a country is developed if a country is food sufficient. And when you say food sufficiency, not just like enough to eat, but quality food, food that can deliver nutrients into your system, you know, nutrients for you to be able to fight diseases like this COVID. You know, they lower your immune system. And if your immune system is low, it means you're not getting good food, you know, nutritious food. And so you run higher risk of getting infected with the virus, even though they say the virus is for the rich and what, but it doesn't anyway. The rich could also be deficient in some micronutrients because it depends on what you eat. That's just it. And then the hunger is another COVID-20. You know, if the corona is COVID-19, hunger is another COVID-20. So we are, I mean, there's just too many. So the cost effectiveness, you know, reducing the cost of chemical sprays, and then you're also getting access to improved seeds, you know, seeds that have been improved upon, seeds that are qualitative. You know, they'll give you higher percentage of germination when you plant. Like, let me give you an example. Last year, the BT cotton was given to select farmers in almost like 14 states. Select farmers to try on their farm because a farmer is a practical person. He must see that what you're giving him before he drops what he has, what you're giving him has higher quality, is better, it works. What you're telling him that you're giving him, for that he has to confirm that it works. So this is an evidence-based thing. So some farmers were given these seeds to plant. Like I took some to my state, to Adamawa State, and I gave to a farmer for the first time. Yeah, he received it like, you know, like, what are you giving me, stuff? Do you know what he did? He went and planted those seeds in a drought area. And he planted in his own seeds, you know. But you know, at the end of the day, when he planted it, it took 3 weeks for rain to fall. 3 weeks. There was drought, serious drought. His seeds did not germinate. But I tell you, when rain fell after that 3 weeks, these BT seeds germinated. That is to tell you. And then the area, I even have the pictures to that. The area was drought, and then those seeds, when they germinated, I mean, there were some grasses, you know, some of these grasses that are drought tolerant and all. They grew up and choked it up. The man did not even wait when I went to see the place. He did not wait, but I tell you, at the end of the day, those seeds were the ones that saved him. He had to plant the local seeds 2-3 times before they were able to germinate. But the BT cotton seeds, the Mahiko BT cotton seeds, germinated and they gave balls, good number of balls. I mean, so that is to tell you that they are climate smart, you know, highly resistant, drought tolerant. If you go to South Africa, we visited South Africa, the drought they experienced in South Africa, I don't think we experienced even 1/3 of it. But that is why they cannot do without genetically modified crops, because the maize there is drought tolerant, the cotton is drought tolerant. So the technology really helps. It's an intervention tool. It's a necessity. We must, I mean, just think out of the box. You know, do things, you know, outside you know, go out of our comfort zones and, you know, work to develop some of these crops. See, other countries that have done it are food secured, they give out aids. You know, most of our crops that are being imported, grains from Brazil, Argentina. Argentina is into this technology. India is into this. India has gone far, especially in the area of cotton cultivation. So, you know, and it makes food all available and all affordable, because there will be a lot. People need to have choices. It's your choice if you want to go for GM. If your choice if you want to go for organic. It's your choice if you want whatever you want. But let there be food, you know, from different sources. And we're not like saying we must use this technology. The technology, you can't even use it alone, because by the time I develop a seed to resist either drought or what, once I develop that seed, I have to, because that seed is not what the farmer is used to. So I have to deliver that conventionally into the farmer's preferred variety of seeds, the one that the farmer is already used to. I have to add value to it. It's, you know, it's like value addition, so that because that is the commercial variety the farmer is used to. And I would do it conventionally, just the conventional breeding method, making crosses, grow them, do the crosses and what for like 4 or 5 years. So that is it. So it's not it's not anything, can I say, secret, or mysterious, or what, because people say it pollutes the environment. If you plant it here, you can't use the soil again. It pollutes it, but it's not that. We have done it. We have it in our agency. We did it, and our co-journalists look at it. Does it have any horn? Does it have any teeth? Is it looking odd? Is the environment polluted? Because in fact, you will see insects. Insects. So if it is a dangerous thing, you won't see any insect around there. And it doesn't affect any insect except that insect maybe you have developed it for. So that is just it. So we are here to actually update you, train you, give you information so that you can do, your reporting very efficiently, very effectively, give factual information out there so that we can all be on the same page, because we cannot do without the media. You are our ambassadors. We have a lot of media friends in Abuja already. I think we have built them up, so we need to really extend to Lagos and maybe other parts of Nigeria with time, so that we can take this Nigeria to the next level in terms of food security. There are so many other technologies apart from this. We have gene editing. In gene editing, you don't even have to bring gene from anywhere. You just open up the genome system and knock down those genes that are making your crop resistant to certain insects and what. You don't even need to bring something from outside, from anywhere. So it has even advanced. GM technology is even outdated. It's getting outdated. In some countries, they don't even talk about it again because they've gone ahead to gene editing.